Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome to another Hearthstone deck video. To show you a different druid deck again and not always the Jade Golem druid stuff. Today we are playing a RAMP DRUID deck. That was made by elvishak, who was playing the deck at the start of the season with quite some success, though not super high ranks, but it was alright. And we're playing against the Shaman here, which is a tough matchup. So far I've played one time with the deck against the Shaman. We took that down, so it is possible to win against it. We have the Raven Idol here and Double Wrath. I like that a lot for the start. You could argue that one Wrath would be enough, and that you might try to find some ramp stuff here. That wouldn't be so bad, so maybe... yeah, let's drop one. We're going for one here, we have the Raven Idol, and we want a bit of ramp. Like the Innervate, that's fine. So our deck is pretty greedy, but with much ramp stuff in the deck, we can get to our greedy cards pretty fast. Let's discover another spell here. Astraco Minion, Nourish and the Mark of the Lotus. Well, the Astraco Minion could be interesting because we have the Innervate. So potentially we could just play Innervate into Astraco Minion on the next turn. Problem is, of course, if we're not drawing good cards after that, we might run into problems. But our deck is so greedy that normally we should get good cards from the top. So I really like to take the risk here with the Astraco Minion. It's a bit unusual with the deck, normally you're not doing that. But in this particular spot, with the Innervate and the Astraco Minion, I like that. Opponent is starting with the Tunnel Rock. Barrel Rage, okay, so let's go for the Innervate Astraco Minion combo. We can also use the hero power then. We are now at 10 mana. And let's just go for now for the face. So we need to be a bit lucky from the top. But if the right cards are coming and we have many cards that are pretty good now in the spot, we are definitely fine. Even stuff like Wild Growth would draw more cards. Nourish would be wonderful, Lunar Visions, the Drake, Firelord, stuff like that's all great. If we get Soggoth the Slitherer, that might be the jackpot. Then our opponent has a hard time here. He's not able to kill the Soggoth the Slitherer with a spell, and right now his board is strong but not strong enough. So he's pushing 2 in the face, he's picking the damage here. Get the Wild Growth, though that will be another card draw. And we get the Drake, which is also another card draw, which is pretty good. And the Moonglade Portal, which we will then play next turn. Potentially healing ourselves back. So Tunnel Rock is currently at 2 attack. Totem Golem is at 3 with the Fire Blast. He could hit the Drake and trade with the Totem Golem. So we are just hitting the Siphenly. Just in case if we get the swipe, we can kill the Tunnel Rock and the Siphenly. Let's see what he's doing now. I mean, he could drop a Flame Tongue Totem. That would be probably by far the best option for him. With the Flame Tongue, he could then use the Tunnel Rock to take out the Drake. And there you go. Still has a Totem Golem and Siphenly on board for the extra damage push. So that will be 8 in the face. We are down to 21. Got the Druid of the Claw, which is also pretty good. We could just use the charge unit from the Druid of the Claw and kill the Flame Tongue. Like that a lot. So this way we are preventing the extra damage from the Flame Tongue Totem. We are still able to hit Siphenly here for another 1 point of damage. Just in case, if we get the swipe, then we can take out the Totem Golem and Siphenly. There's no use in just attacking here the Totem Golem and taking 3 damage every time. He's now at 4, so if he has a Jade Lightning, he could use that. Would be the perfect spot for him on the Druid of the Claw. Apparently there is one. Oh, Lava Burst, okay. So 5 damage on that. But he now has Overload 2. That means next turn there's only 3 mana he could use. And he's just going for the face every time. So another 5 in the face, we can heal back with the Moonglade Portal, creating another unit. Also we are getting the swipe, which is definitely wonderful. We will check out first what we are getting here from the Moonglade Portal. There might be an option to wait with the swipe, depending on what we are getting here. It is Leroy Jenkins. Sorry, Reno Jackson, not Leroy Jenkins. It's Reno Jackson. So I would say we could wait with the swipe here. Right now, That board is not super strong. We could just kill Finley. We have the Reno Jackson here that is good enough to take out the Totem Golem. And maybe, if he is dropping some bigger stuff, we can use the swipe then on the next turn. There's only 2 units on board, so we are fine. And we're still at 22 life. He's playing very aggressive, so he's definitely using the Faceless in the deck. For 3 he can't play that right now, but that might come. Just going for the Fates again. Horse Rider, so it was good to keep the swipe here. Then we will just kill everything. Also got the Ancient of War. Might be even useful to wait. We could wait with the swipe again, we could be greedy. The Ancient of War is such a nice unit. We will definitely kill the Totem Golem here. Let's use the 1 attack and hit the Horse Rider. We are down to 15. Good card for him would be a Hex, but if he's going so aggressive, there's also the option that he's not running any Hex at all. Depends a bit on what he's trying to achieve with this deck. So far we are seeing Horse Rider, we are seeing Lava Burst, and we are seeing a Conceit. So a Starco Minion was very useful. And we are back to rank 12 now. Our next game brings us, unfortunately, Warrior. So we have to assume that he is playing Pirate Warrior. We have the Innervate here, we are also getting the coin. So what we could do would be to keep the Innervate and the Druid of the Claw here. Then on turn 2 we can go into the Druid of the Claw with the Innervate and the extra coin, having a 4/6 with Taunt on board. That is definitely good, but at the Pirate Warrior he is able to clear that, but also losing his units of course. But that's definitely a good start. Some ramp would also be nice, that's for sure. Or some other good stuff early on. That's unfortunately not very good for the start. Oh man. So definitely need to go for the Druid of the Claw, then there's no other chance. Opponent starting here with the first mate. Also getting patches of course, out of the deck. 1 in the face. And Yogg-Saron, another high cost card. Nothing for the first turn, that is a bit of a shame. So we'll just go use coin, Innervate, Druid of the Claw, and then the only option we have on turn 3 would be right now the Shapeshift. Which isn't too great. But I mean, right now his board is not too strong. We will see what he's dropping here on turn 2. Could be a Blood Cell Rider. The latter one would be a 3/3. And he would need to use the weapon and all 3 units on board to kill the Druid of the Claw. Who's just getting the armor up, but that's a slow start. That's definitely helpful. Another high cost card. Where are we getting? Just the high cost shit. Anyway, Druid of the Claw, 4/6 on board. Normally he would now need to use both units and the weapon. He could have an Heroic Strike, there you go. That is excellent for him. So he's only losing 1 pirate from the board. But the other one is going down next turn because we need to use the Shapeshift here anyway. Sunwalker. Yeah, that is all pretty good. But a bit too late. It was lethal. The only option right now would be the Fandral on turn 4. Then turn 5 the Drake. And then turn 6 the Sunwalker. That is normally too slow. And without any other option to ramp up here right now, that might be too slow for the Pirate Warrior. And our only hope right now is that he was going so slow himself. So right now he's not pushing that much damage because of the Wrath. I guess we're keeping that for now. I mean, would be nice on the Red Corsair. But the question is if he wants to kill the Fandral or if he's going for the face. Normally as a Pirate Warrior you want to go for the face. But the Fandral is such a great target that he might consider attacking that one. Then he's not pushing damage into the face. But of course we are not able to get the double effect from the Wrath here. Heroic Strike. Oh, it looks like he's again trading. So 2 Heroic Strikes that were not going into the face. So at least 8 damage less. Oh, Saucy Captain is a problem. 4 on the face. We get Soggoth the Slitherer. I would say we need to kill that. Can't use a unit here. need to use the destruction on the Saucy Captain, otherwise the pirates are getting too strong. So we're just getting the shapeshift as well, and next turn will be Sunwalker, which should be decent enough. Then we have a bit of a gap. If we can get to the Soggoth the Slitherer, that would be wonderful. Should help us a lot. There's an upgrade on the Furo Axe. Blood Cell Rhino, which is a huge unit right now. Oh man. And we're out of destruction at the moment. Oh, we're just picking up another one. If we just kill that, that would be another 7 in the face. He's 1 card in hand. So we would be down to 8. If we drop the Sunwalker, he could... I mean, he would need to hit that, and then... I guess that is a lower amount of damage we are taking if we just go for the Sunwalker right now. I mean, he could have charge unit in hand, if that's, for example, a Saucy Deckhand. That would be great for him. Then he could just use the Saucy Deckhand to hit the Sunwalker and then, for example, trade with the weapon and the Dread Corsair, or just with the Blood Cell Rider. Another upgrade is also pretty good. Insanely good indeed. Also Saucy Captain, so we're not able to take out the Blood Cell Rider if we're not dropping the Drake here alongside. Still, we're taking too much damage. Has to be nice for him. Even if we're dropping the Drake here, he's pushing 5-8 damage. That is insane. That is just insane. There is no chance that we can survive here. Not at all. We are trying our luck again and now facing a mage, so finally another matchup that is not aggressive. That one should be a bit slower, probably Reno Mage. So Moonglade Portal, no need for that. Innervate, Raven Idol, Wild Growth, that's pretty good. But Moonglade Portal, we don't need that early on. So we can use a coin going into the Wild Growth. We also have the Innervate here. We have the Nourish, which is also pretty good. So we could just go on turn 2 into the Nourish, drawing 3 more cards. We will see about that. For now, let's start with that one here. Wild Growth, ramping up. Just a Fire Blast in the face. Yeah, that's normally a sign that he's playing Reno Mage. Getting the Moonglade Portal again. We will just use the Innervate here for the Nourish, as said earlier. So drawing 3 cards. You could also ramp up here in this situation. But the game should run long enough that you don't need to. Another Innervate and many small cards. Double Raven Idol here, Living Roots, Moonglade Portal. That's a lot of decent stuff. Cabal Courier, he's searching for another nice card. And Druid of the Claw. So what will we pick here? I would say we are going for the Raven Idols. It's covering some decent stuff, hopefully. That is not too decent. I don't like to draw more cards now. The game might run quite a long time. We might pick up the Naturalizing, in fact. Normally you don't want to give your opponent more cards to draw. But from time to time, if you're not able to clear a decent unit, like let's say Archmage Antonidas, if that's on the board and we can't clear that, we are losing the game. So then the Naturalize would definitely be a good option. Bite, Mark of Nature, or the Starfall. I like the Starfall here, that's the best card to pick. We still have the Innervate, so we could go for some decent stuff. We have the Living Roots here, so we could kill the Cabal Courier. Wouldn't be that bad, and I like the Living Roots here in this situation. Killing it. We are keeping the Innervate for the next turn, then we can play the Ancient of War. Which is decent, on turn 5. Oh, it's only turn 4 in fact, because we ramped up. Oh, the Vendor, healing back. Let's go. Innervate, Ancient of War. Decent unit. Hopefully our opponent is not having a polymorph right now in the hand. Would be very counteractive. Okay, that's from the top of the Frostbolt. One with the Fire Blast. I guess we're just healing that back. Not even hitting that with the vendor, so could be that he has a fireball in hand. Want to kill that. With the Moonglade Portal here, we're just healing back. We're getting another unit on board, which is... oh, that's a good one. What was the name? King of... Lord of the Arena. 6-5 with Taunt. That's decent as a 6-drop. Of course, could have been better. Stuff like the Savannah Highmane, Sylvanas. That is definitely better, but 6-5, that's decent stats. Bloodmage Saunas. We're seeing the Arcane Blast. There you go. Now with the Keeper we could ramp up, we could just play the swipe here, clearing the board. That might be good, then we can hit him for 5 in the face. But we're not able to ramp up in this situation. So let's just do that here. Take 3 damage and 5 in the face. But apparently he has some problems killing the Ancient of War right now. Would assume that he has 1 fireball in hand. But the fireball alone is not good enough for the Ancient of War. I mean, it could have been that he was just trying to use the blast on the Ancient of War. But you never know. There's a Drake. And a Doomsayer. Peasy Doomsayer. Really don't like to waste the Starfall here on the Doomsayer, but apparently we have to. So let's deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. And then hit the Doomsayer for 5. We're also picking up the Shapeshift for 1 more in the face, and we're dropping the Giant as well. If there is a Fireball in his hand, with the Drake he can now use the Fireball alongside the Fire Blast. That would cost 6 mana, which also means that he is not able to play much alongside. So the Ancient of War would still be a 5/10 on board. Oh no, it is Inkmaster Solia. Why am I seeing the card so often recently? Violence Portal. And he's getting the Dark Iron Skulker, which is alright. Nothing too spectacular. Lunar Vision. So we could just go for the face here. We could trade, of course. But I mean, we could just go for the face. He's at 8 mana, so he hasn't played... He's played a Violence Portal, he could still have a Fireball, he could have a Flame Strike, of course. But let's see. First, we are playing the Lunar Vision. Getting a swipe. And Soggoth the Slitherer. That is now only costing 7. So with the swipe, let's see. If he is using Flame Strike, for example, if we play the Mire Keeper here, we play a Flame Strike and trade with the Dark Iron Skulker. Then we can just play the Drake next turn and the swipe, and that would clear the Inkmaster Solia, if needed. Right now he is going down to 15. Soggoth the Slitherer should be pretty good here against the Mage. So there is a trade. There's another trade. That's pretty good. More Forbidden Flame is not good. But we can still play the Drake here alongside the swipe. And we will clear both units and we will hit him for 5 on the face. Drawing another card. Firelord, pretty good. He's down to 10. Losing all the units on board. We still have 4 damage on the board with the Drake here. And we might force the early Reno Jackson. No Reno Jackson. Oh boy. And that means we just win the game. Because of the Naturalize here. We can kill the Medivh. And we can play the Firelord. And he's taking the 8 damage directly in the face. So that's another victory with the Ramp deck. Taking the Naturalize was pretty good. That was giving us a victory here in the situation. So I took that down. And 2-1 with our Ramp Druid deck. Working quite fine. So if you like Ramp, you should definitely try it out. As always, if you have enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching and hopefully see you then in the next one. Bye bye guys.